Because you're going to start painting. They can see your text, by the way, because of this camera. You're ready. You're totally ready. Here. Use my water. And I'll go get my own water.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see what...
We're live. Shh. Oh, you're seeing what they think? We have the baby monitor this time. We've got the close-up camera this time. We got this down. And I'm going to turn the heater in the garage down. Actually, I might even turn it off completely. Well, maybe I'll just close the door and turn it down in there, actually. But yeah, I think this will work out pretty well. Right now, she's taking pictures of dwarfs and halflings and gnomes to send to one of our players to determine if one of these is good enough to be her dwarf monk. None of them are monks, but they're small female creatures. And yeah.
Or I'm going to tell her, or I could look for a monk that's not a dwarf.
Well, you have that already. You have the two in there that you've done before.
Yeah, so... I'm just going to give her the choice.
And then for her brother, who's playing a human cleric, we're thinking of painting this one. But she needs to send that picture to him.
Or maybe I should just make a decision for him.
I think you should, and he'll be fine with whatever you do.
Okay.
He's kind of like that with the characters he uses in our other game anyway.
Okay, so I'll do that one for him. And then one of these is for me.
Yeah, so the one... Nope. Yeah,
this?
That row, I figured.
So at what point can you see it in here?
It's right here. You can see it. You just got to turn it upside down because for you. Move your water where you want it. Move your tray where you want it. Yep. Oh, you're going to put them on my side? Okay.
Is that bad?
Well, yeah. I'm just completely pushed out and you're taking up my quarter of the mat. That's okay.
Like, so that one?
Yeah, so hold it up closer. Get it all the way up there. There you go. And then put your hand behind it.
A barbarian. Shoot.
Yeah, so now it's clear. So they know it's the Pathfinder girl.
So there's that one. Yep. Oh, were there other ones or no?
Well, yeah, there's that one. But then if you don't roll well, or if you go more druid, you could use something else. You could use the girl that has like the entangle vines coming up that's 2 rows back from that on the right-hand side.
Yeah. This girl's cool.
I did put that gnome that's already painted that you did from your first character. That could be for one of the dwarves, too.
Oh, yeah, I don't think...
Well, you wouldn't leave it like that. You'd paint it different.
Okay.
Is what I was thinking.
So... Ooh, she said, what do I have for a monk? Let's see.
We only have... Oh...
I have this one.
Yeah, and there's an already painted one right here.
Okay. So we have this one.
Right, I'm gonna go get
We're sending pictures, so
I'm gonna go get some water.
Bear with me. You guys can kind of see these, maybe. So this is a new game that we're starting, and my friend is going to play a dwarven monk, and they do not make a lot of dwarven monks at all that we've seen, so I sent her a picture of this one that I had already painted but never finished like the base or anything like that. And I had painted this one, which was kind of cool, and mostly finished that base, just to kind of see what she wants to do. So I think she might do one of the other ones.
The already painted ones?
Yeah, that's already painted.
So you just gotta base them and then
this one.
seal them.
I never did eyes on this one, though.
So paint eyes on it.
Oh.
It's really easy for you to finish it.
Okay, cool.
You got it.
Okay, so she's going to do that one.
Which one?
So, this last one. Do you have any other, like, just fighter-looking chicks?
I might.
Ooh, I like that's a little bit better. Like
well, I'm trying to get it so I'm in the shot, too. It's not so much you.
No, I know. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I was...
There.
Accurate. Do you have, like, some fighter chicks? Other ones, aside from
Dwarves?
this? No, just for me, for the barbarian. Aside from this one that you pulled out, do you have any other ones?
I think I tried to pull all of them out. If there's the really good ones over there.
Okay, I might just pop over there and look and see.
I'm still not really going to be in the shot. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Oh, I've got a paladin, but that's not much of a barbarian at all. So there's this. This.
Not very barbarian-like?
No, not at all.
How come you don't have more fighting women?
Because you don't play fighters.
What's the problem
You are the problem here. Sooner you realize that, the sooner we will have a solution.
I disagree.
I went through all of these miniatures last night, and I purposely went with the ones I did because...
Yeah, but maybe I like other ones better. Maybe I have better opinions.
No, you don't. I went through all of them that would fit. Oh, and then there's the one standing on the dragon's head, but that one's kind of big and clunky. It's so cool, though.
That one is cool, though.
I didn't even say that.
Well...
There's this one as well.
This one's got a massive sword.
Yes, but she's got heavy armor. Not much of a barbarian.
Well, I mean, she has the same amount of armor that she's got on.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she's got like a
You saw the pictures I sent.
Breastplate.
All right, I got to get some paint
What
here.
is she, like, hip thrusting? What the crap is that?
I don't know.
Like
Someone sculpted that and spent hard work on that.
Well, it just seems like, you know, like all these, you know.
It could have been inspired by a picture or something. You don't know. We don't know. Don't judge people.
Okay, so we could do this. This one is cool, though, with the dragon head.
So do the dragon head.
Yeah, but the person's not quite as cool.
I know, she's smaller than the rest. I think that one's the best with the big sword.
Okay.
That's my favorite one. I think that one's cool. I almost bought the painted one once. And she's got like the sword like this and it's like way out and it's huge. But I always thought it was going to get tipped over and stuff. All right. You want to hand me my favorite colors, gray and brown? Nobody's joining us. Oh, it looks like we got one person.
Well, don't discount that one person.
I'm not discounting that one person.
I have no gray, so...
Yes, you do. There's gray over there somewhere. There has to be. Where did the gray go?
Right over there by your freaking cup.
No way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Lies. Witchcraft. She witchcrafted it over there.
Should I paint this one first, or should I paint... I think I'm going to paint him first.
So paint him first.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
I'm going to paint him first.
Okay, so paint this guy first. I need to, like, shift over here.
Shift over where?
Take all of these.
You're pushing more.
I'm not. You know what? I am left-handed. You were the unintelligent person who put me on the right.
You have to be on the right.
Why?
Because all my stuff's plugged in on the left. And for me to operate it, if it freezes or whatever, I have to be on the left.
Okay.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. If you moved over a slight amount, like, you know, yeah, we could easily make room that way.
Well, maybe
if that's
if
the
you
plan.
organize this stuff.
I took everything that was in front of your spot and put it exactly where it was on this side. I didn't do anything different. All right. Okay. Got this beautiful wolf I forgot to paint.
I know you're super pumped about it.
Yep, super pumped that I'm gonna paint it just like the others.
Okay, so...
Are you ready for a game tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah? Are we gonna die again?
Probably. No, we're gonna have that awkward conversation at the beginning about...
What's the awkward conversation about?
What do you guys want to happen? Can I have that gray?
What gray? There's no gray. I don't know what you're talking about.
Screw
There's
you.
no gray.
Screw you.
No gray. Look, they already bailed on us. Now that one person is just me.
You're like, I can't handle this.
So we can watch the chat. It's not there. It's okay. It's okay. No, Paul was working tonight. He said that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I don't remember. A couple other people said they would join.
Well, give them a second. You know.
I know.
Don't pressure people.
I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to type in @everyone on Discord.
So, do you think this is like a breastplate right there? It's kind of what it looks like to me. Right?
I would say that's full plate. Look at the legs, look at the arms.
Yeah, but this is like,
I would paint it all like a full plate armor. Plus, that's what he's going to want right away in that game. Or he's going to want like a massive, powerful weapon. I bet. Do you think he's going to play like more of a healer type cleric? Like the stereotype?
Probably.
Like have all healing spells and...
What kind of cleric did he say he was going to be?
Human.
No, I mean, did he say like
life
he was
cleric,
going to be a life cleric?
I think he said life cleric.
Oh, okay.
That robs from the party.
No,
that was a joke, but at least I hope it was a joke. He won't do a very good job.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be fine.
You think he'll be the runaround medic cleric?
Perhaps.
It'll be interesting.
I'm sure it'll be great.
He's gonna feel all guilty every time someone dies.
Nah, he'll probably do like what you do, where he's like...
It didn't mathematically make sense.
It's not the type of cleric that I want to be.
No, he won't. He would not do that. Especially, maybe with his wife and his son. But he would not do that in a game with people he's never played with before.
Oh, really? You don't think so?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think he'll feel more obligated to...
Yes.
Keep people alive.
Which I think he would anyway feel obligated to keep people alive. But he would joke and, stir the pot a little bit. Because you've pointed out that he does that. He likes to get people a little worked up. Hey, bud.
How's it going?
We've settled on the miniatures we are painting. We chose a miniature for her brother's cleric.
We made executive decisions for him.
Yep. Because we don't got time to wait for him.
Yeah, he's probably in bed anyway, right?
No, he's not.
It's 9 o'clock.
No. Yeah, I don't think he goes to bed that early.
Really?
No, I think he stays up till like midnight.
Reading.
Or on WoW or whatever. Doesn't he play World of Warcraft still?
I don't know. Does he?
I don't know. We'll have to ask tomorrow. In our tomb game.
We're going to say, yeah, we were live painting your miniature, and we were talking about what time you went to bed. So.
And what kind of cleric you were going to be. So
if you could just tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I'm going to enable those healing feats I was talking to you about.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
I don't want to do the house rule of the healing potions. I think I want to make that a choice and make that the feat. I think it's, like I said, I think it's called one thing alcoholism is good for or something. And it's for chugging potions as a bonus action. But yeah, so I think I'll make that something. I also am going to...
Can you flip that view back so I can see the camera right away?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm trying to...
There. I think I'm going to make a poster of my normal house rules too.
Ooh.
And I'm going to get it printed out and put it up in here.
Good idea.
I'm thinking we could like hang it from right there on a couple chains so it stands out a little more from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Yeah, I can also... How long are your house rules?
I don't know. Not very long. They're pretty simple. One of them, don't be a dick, you know.
Because we have these wooden pallets at work.
Oh, and you could like Mod Podge it or something?
Yeah, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd just do it and get it printed out at like Office Max or something on normal paper.
You could do that.
In color. But yeah, that would be cool too if we could transfer it over to like some wood pallets or something. How's our volume? Are we loud enough or are we too quiet because we're talking down at the table rather than the microphone? Love to know.
Great question.
I also have adjusted the volume because we were picking up the sound when the door was open.
Kind of worried this is like out of focus.
It autofocuses.
I know, but I'm just...
So every time you move in it, so I wouldn't worry too much. Just when it's time to show them, that's when you worry about it.
Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Like, what color should
I think the hammer should be gold.
Oh, that's a good idea. I was gonna try and do something cool with the book, like make the pages of the book gold.
You could do that too, like parchment.
Yeah, like I mean,
I'm thinking it's like a holy.
They're
book.
a cleric. Yeah, why couldn't the book be gold?
It could.
Like
or red or divine purple.
Red cover maybe, but
well, yeah.
Or maybe it's a red cloak. Purple book. I use a lot of purple.
I know you do.
Oh, there's 4
but
of
you always
them
do it
at
dark.
his house watching.
Nice. Is that your son and your daughter-in-law again, or who's all watching at your house? It's Dwayne, I think. Yeah, it's Dwayne. Shout out to Lauren and Chelsea. Paul, loud enough for me. Awesome, Paul. Paul is working tonight. He picked up a driving shift. Trying to make some of that money.
His whole hand is, yeah.
His hand is, yeah?
Sorry, I'm just trying to think about, because some of the miniatures, their hands are actually hands because they just have like bracers on.
Right.
This guy really isn't.
So I finally downloaded the Monty Cook Consent in Gaming PDF.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
I didn't read it, but I skimmed through it.
Yeah?
I'm thinking about going over the topics at least when we do our session 0 for that new campaign. Your brother would probably be like, "Oh, it's all fine by me." He'll probably be like, "This has never happened in a game I've played before."
Well, he'll have that opinion about a lot of things.
I think so too. But yeah. So, anyways, I just thought I'd maybe go over some of it.
Yeah, I feel
it's made me think of things a little more looking at it because I'm like, why? That would possibly bother somebody. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kidnapping or harm to family members or NPCs that are associated or whatever.
I mean, I think it's a decent thing to just throw out there, like, hey, part of session 0. Like, I guess from my perspective, it's not going to hurt anything. And it really only has the ability to make other people feel comfortable. So if it's not going to hurt anything.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I feel like some people were really...
Right, and it's got like fade to black stuff. It's got like romance P to P, romance player to NPC, violence PvP, things like that. Which, you know, I'm actually okay with PvP violence. However, it's usually, in the way I rule it, is always non-lethal and actually does not do damage. It's usually like, oh, I punch him. Great. Yep, you punched him. Like, or I hit him with my sword. Great. Yep. It's not usually something I hold against the players. Usually.
So what are you doing? You got this camera.
The same stuff I'm always doing.
Me, but I feel like...
That's because they want to see what you're painting. They don't care what I'm painting. They don't care at all. I'm painting rats again and my wolves.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't even bring any water out for myself.
That's okay. Mine's Mountain Dew. This broadcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew and, let's see, Crab Rangoon.
Surge.
Yes, sir. I love Surge. They still sell it at Five Below.
I've never had it, but I just remember when I was a kid.
You know what's funny? So when we did that 90s trivia thing on Christmas Eve or whatever,
yeah, when you like kicked everybody's butt.
Yep, yeah, because I'm smart about the 90s. There was the question about how many calories are in a can of Surge. And everyone's like throwing out astronomical numbers like it's this radioactive super Mountain Dew. And I was like 260 or something. And I think it was like 235. When a can of Coke is like 280 or something.
Yeah.
Like other stuff is significantly higher, which is kind of funny. But yeah. PvP only if all involved are in agreement. Yeah, I mean, technically that's the way it is. And that's why the consent in gaming thing is so important, I think. But typically I've usually had players that were a lot like me anyway. And were okay with a lot of the same stuff as me. So yeah, it's never been an issue. But I've never held it against players and made it like actually really hurt their characters or anything like that. I still made them roll to hit and things like that, but I didn't usually like have long lasting effects for it. And if I don't know if you watched the Provokers, but me and Durgan had a fist fight on top of in Stone Rift in like the, I don't remember what it was, like the lightning quarry or whatever, where they were catching lightning, or I don't even remember. But we got into a fist fight there to the point where we were tumbling downstairs and fighting each other. And we didn't have to take damage or anything. It was just a fun narrative thing. And to me, it was one of the most memorable aspects of that game. Right after that, we got into the elevator fight, where the elevator broke loose and we were fighting something. I don't remember what, but something. And it was the first time I ever used Spirit Guardians in a game. And it was perfect because we were inside of an elevator. So there was nowhere for the bad guys to go.
Now you love Spirit Guardians.
Well, yeah, everybody does. It's a good spell. It's
but I'm just saying that that was the beginning.
Yes, that campaign was the beginning of a lot of things because it was the first time I ever made a cleric and played it and had a good time. Like my love of thaumaturgy started in that campaign in session 1. You know, the spell you can't stand, just because I love it so much.
It's okay.
It is the best cantrip, hands down. It's so useful in so many different situations. And I really hope that your brother takes it. Because...
Well, I'm sure he'll ask you what spells he should take.
And I'll tell him thaumaturgy.
And he'll do everything you say.
And Spirit Guardians.
And then
Guiding
I'll make
Bolt.
one suggestion, and he'll be like, "That's the worst."
And then I'll say bless.
Heard of in my life.
I'll say bless. I will not tell him to take any healing spells, and we'll see what he does. So then he'll have to make a decision what kind of cleric he wants to be. Shoot to kill. Good evening. Good evening. How goes the painting? So I am painting the very difficult stuff with the most complex colors, the browns and the grays. I'm getting my second rust monster painted brown. And that way, hopefully tonight I can start using the oranges and the rust style colors on them. But I'm not too worried about how they come out. Because actually, even with the brown, I think just highlighting it with some orange will really set it off. But yeah, we'll see.
And I am painting this dude for a new game that we're starting for my brother for Cleric. We made an executive decision that this would be what his guy looked like. So I'm trying to figure that out. Originally, I was going to paint some kind of dwarven monk, but then I had... This is not a dwarf because there's no dwarven monk, but then my friend said she would use this one that I've painted before and just have not put on a base or anything like that. So she was going to use her instead. And I'm kind of trying to think, because I think this is going to be my miniature for the new game that we're starting, but I'm trying to decide how to paint her. And, you know, since it's mine, I'm going to do my brother's first. And while I do his, I'll think about what I'm going to do for mine.
Are you going to stick with the unarmored defense for the campaign? Or are you going to try and get armor? Or
no, I'll probably stick with that. Let's go with this.
You going to go for the great sword too? Just like that?
You know, I might. I was kind of thinking...
Be themed like your miniature?
That I would do, you know, giant weapon. That's not typically what I do.
That is true.
So I'm trying to do something different by playing a barbarian in the first place. So
that is different for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I never thought you would play a barbarian.
So.
And I'm really curious to see how you do it.
Ooh, prestidigitation.
That's not a cleric spell though.
No, but they were just.
But yes, or maybe it is. I know it's for wizards, but it's a good one. Definitely a good one. It's very similar to thaumaturgy too.
So I'm gonna go with this like pinkish, kind of reddish color for the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Okay. No gold.
No, look it's got this bottom here.
Oh, that'll be gold.
So that'll be gold. And then this is going to be this sort of like...
Hands all shaky.
Pinky kind of color. And then I'll put in purple as for shading.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's as far as I got in my thought process here.
Gotcha.
Going on.
Let's just do this whole thing brown. The bow, that, and then I can highlight them differently or something. Yeah. I prefer prestidigitation. So why do you prefer prestidigitation over thaumaturgy? What is it about prestidigitation that you like more? I'm very curious.
Well, I mean, it has more flexibility.
Does it?
Right?
I don't know about that. Offhand, I don't remember the difference. I'd have to pull it up, but it's hard to do when I'm painting.
Because you don't ever take that.
I don't play wizards.
Right?
I always, if I were to play a spellcaster, it's probably going to be a warlock or a druid or a cleric. Those are the ones I like. Those are my favorites. I'm excited about that new campaign, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I don't ever know what to do for monks, though. So, like, sometimes I try to tailor magic items to characters, occasionally.
Yep.
I never know what to do for a monk. Ever. Like, you can give them bracers of, like, punching. or something. Right. Anything to make their punching better.
You could give them any of the sort of like same.
They don't wear armor.
Of rings and stuff that you would normally give to a character.
Yeah. Right? I agree. And I always do that stuff too, but that's not usually tailored towards anybody. Like when I throw rings into a game.
Yeah, but
it's just
I think
because
you gotta wait and
see
what her character is like, because
if I get that.
You know, she's a monk, but let's say.
Will she know what her character's like?
No, but let's say she has, like low constitution or something like that. Maybe she needs some kind of like resistance. So maybe it's not specific, only for a monk type of thing.
Right, but here's the other thing. The way I do magic items is we let everybody claim it. You know what I mean? I like doing it that way.
Yeah, but your intention is for her to take it, and if she doesn't take it, then that's, kind of her own.
Right. Whereas, though, if I throw, like, a shield out there, well, that makes it, like, a cleric thing, a barbarian thing, a fighter thing. You know what I mean? It limits the people. Whereas a ring is pretty much open to everybody.
Yes, but if everybody else is getting magic items...
then she would be the one that would claim it.
She's going to get to be, the one who gets that.
Correct. So yeah, we'll see. It's mainly because it's more RP than combat. Plus, always having clean clothes is nice, especially after a sewer crawl. Yeah, but like thaumaturgy's not combat necessarily. For instance, I think you can like change the color of flame. You can make your voice like 10 times louder. You can change the temperature subtly. Things like that. Which is always hilarious if you go, yeah, I want that NPC's underwear to get really warm, followed by really cold, so they think they peed themselves.
What?
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Did you have somebody do that?
I've done stuff like that.
You would.
Well, yeah, if you make them uncomfortable, it's easier to get your way sometimes in negotiations or, like you can do creative things to, get your way, to get things progressing in an RP way. It's great. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I forget they're on a delay too, so I'm like waiting for their response. And I look over. I'm like, why haven't they responded yet?
Okay. Or maybe because they have nothing to say to you.
They have everything to say to me.
Because they're like,
they love me.
Screw this guy.
Mm-mm.
In fact, they already turned you on mute.
The only reason I even looked at the consent and gaming thing is because I remembered it. Because we had I told you about that. That person on Twitter said their DM made their character have sex with an NPC when they were not present. When the session before that, when they were present, they made it very clear that their character was not interested.
Yeah, sometimes it's rough being a female in gaming.
It's ridiculous.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that made me so mad. Like, I was fuming. Like, I called him DM dickhead on Twitter. Like, I was, like, so mad about it. I don't know. I don't know why anyone thinks something like that's okay to do.
I mean, I've had gaming sessions before where, guys are like, what does your character look like? What kind of clothes does she have on?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, yeah.
I mean, if I ask someone that, I'm asking the guys that too, though. And it's not, like, for me, it's not a sexual thing. I'm just trying to get and I don't do it when I use minis, but I do it when playing Theater of the Mind. I'm like, what's your character look like? Describe, like, what they're doing, what they look like.
Oh yeah, no. That's not. That's not what. That was not
no, I know.
Situation
I know exactly what you're talking about because I've seen guys act like jerks like that in games, and it always bothers me.
Cape, there's like this weird part that kind of it goes up like under his armor. I suppose that makes sense. Usually, like capes hook in under armor, right?
I have no idea. Never worn armor, and never worn a cape with armor. So
well, neither have I. But
I cannot answer that.
I feel like
You think it's logical?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best place for it to kind of.
Is it though?
Hooking under.
Does it make sense to wear capes? Actually, it probably does. Probably keeps them warmer.
And it also allows them to be easily identified in battle.
Sure.
For a lot of people.
Do they need to be identified in battle?
Well, if you don't want your people to kill you.
Why would your people
kill
you?
You know what? I don't know.
I would just yell, same team.
You know what? I made an executive decision that this is the cape, and I'm kind of thinking that it was supposed to be part of the thing, but whatever. It's part of the cape now. Too late to go back.
Maybe your executive decisions need some work.
They probably do. Do you have the brown?
Nope, no brown. We don't have brown anywhere.
Give me the brown.
There's no brown. We're all out of brown. Actually, that part might be true.
Here, I'll put it back over by you.
In case I need it again?
Yeah, because you're probably going to.
Think so?
Do his hair.
Hey, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job right now.
You are doing a fabulous job.
I'm making progress.
It's great. It's the best mini I've ever seen.
You ain't even looking at it.
It's so good. Nobody could ever do it better.
Well, I believe that. But I don't think you believe that.
I'm just teasing.
It's brilliant. Guess I haven't really used thaumaturgy like that. Oh, he calls it thermaturgy. Yeah, it's thaumaturgy. THAUMATURGY, I think.
There'll be a spelling test later.
Yep. I love thaumaturgy. It's great. I used it as a flashbang in our first Provokers game because the DM let me. Because we were in a church, which meant loud echoes, and I did the loudest thing with my voice that I could. And yeah, so he let me use it as a whatever I said before, flashbang, kind of. So that was cool. And then
well, this guy's got a mustache.
Does he really?
Yeah, and a beard.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if he just has a mustache, that's pretty dumb. I hate mustaches. Sorry if any of you have or like mustaches. My dad had a mustache when I was little. I always hated that thing. Hated it.
I think it can look really weird on some people.
Yeah, it was weird too when he got rid of it. That was the other thing, because he had it like all of my early childhood. And then like my parents got divorced. And I don't know, maybe my mom liked it. I don't know. But then like he started doing the goatee thing, and it made him look so much younger and better. And yeah. In my opinion. Maybe that's why I like goatees, because I think they look good on him.
Ask Darth Vader or Lando if capes are cool. Good point.
Well, why don't you just ask the guy from Incredibles if he thinks capes are cool? Oh, wait, you can't because he got sucked into the turbine. What was his name, the bad guy? I can't even remember. Okay, so I want to make this a light. Give me some yellow. I'm going to mix yellow with brown. And just see how it comes out.
Do you think the whole handle of this thing...
Oh, I got yellow. Never mind.
I don't have any yellow. This whole handle should have been gray, right? whole thing's probably gray.
I wouldn't do it gray. I would do it all gold. Where's your sense of exciting colors? Why you gotta use boring colors like gray?
But so my point is that the whole hammer would have been metal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
correct?
Probably. I would assume.
Correct.
I mean, I think it's whatever you do with it. I would probably make it all the same, yes. All metal. With maybe the grip being leather. Or some kind of animal hide or whatever.
Wait, what?
Something to grip with. Like, I don't know, medieval times. Wouldn't it have been like, I don't know, like an animal hide or leather or something like that? Am I wrong?
I don't know that was a really common thing. Maybe.
You don't think so? I mean, they put tape on stuff now there because it helps you with your grip. Right?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm not sure what to do.
Just do it all gold.
I'm just going to think about it for a second. And I'm going to paint his face.
What's to think about?
Gosh, I hate faces. I hate, like, the skin tone, you know, because I feel like I'm always going to screw that up.
Yet you never do.
Because if the skin color doesn't look like any sort of resemblance of any type of actual skin, you know, like, skin colors are very, they just have the right undertones, and usually they look super pale, or then I'll make them too tan. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to be responsible for that.
You are responsible for that.
But I don't want to be.
But you are. So deal with it.
So
what are we doing in our game tomorrow?
You guys remember, you guys were going to...
I don't
remember. The ziggurat, right? You guys wanted to talk to the snake.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Naga?
The Naga.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about all that. I don't think I wanted to.
Try and find out stuff about the soulmonger.
I feel like in that game I kind of just go for the ride. Most of the time.
I feel it's a little difficult not to.
Think so?
Yeah,
because I'm outnumbered. Outnumbered by your brother's family. Oh, shoot. Dang it.
What'd you do?
I just suck at painting inside of tiny little spaces.
I'm pretty sure that thing I painted red was definitely supposed to be
I got
gray.
it off the strap and onto his chest.
So just
wipe it with
touch up the chest part.
Well, I will have to do that, and then I'll probably go over it and hit the strap.
Shade it. Yeah,
I don't know how to
that
do
red
that
part
stuff.
was totally supposed to be gray. I'm gonna have to change that. Because
So
this part on the front was supposed to be, well, not gray. It's supposed to be part of his
That
armor.
his belly. Do you think that's his belly touching the staff? That's
Yes.
kind of weird.
He's holding it up against him.
On his belly?
He's holding it close.
Oh, I painted it like it was a pouch on his belt or something. On this big one. I'm probably going to do the same thing. Oh, I screwed that one up too. I never went around with the strap for the waist. Oh well. Looks fine. Yeah. Hey, we got 3 people watching.
I'll think about making this Warhammer gold. Maybe I'll make the end of it.
You don't think that would be cool?
I mean, I do think so. I was going for like the book maybe being more dramatic.
Yeah, but just having the papers gold when it's a closed book isn't going to make it dramatic.
Okay, fine.
Right?
Okay.
The hammer's gonna be the thing that really pops.
Okay.
Right? Because it's bigger, but it's not huge.
Let's do.
Am I wrong?
What do I want to do? I want to do.
You could pose the question to the chat. Ask them what they think.
Do you guys think this should be that this Warhammer should be silver, or should it be gold, or maybe it should be gold at the end? And I don't know. Feedback would be appreciated. Color should I make the front of this? There's so many choices.
I don't know why you're in panic mode tonight.
Color combinations. Yeah, I don't know, because I hadn't looked at these before. Usually I look at them and I figure out, here's my plan of attack. Here's what I'm going to do. And this time I didn't do that. So I'm just a little like, I'm running blind.
Gosh, this is annoying.
I'm making this up as I go. Typically I have a plan.
Yeah,
Which, according to the TED Talk I saw at work the other day, is the best way to do things.
To what? Plan?
No, to...
Wing it?
To have somebody, like, if somebody asks you a question, to elect not to answer or make decisions right away. Because your best bet is to think about what it should be. And think about it excessively long. It was talking about procrastinators and the level of work that procrastinators put out versus non-procrastinators. And people who procrastinate put out significantly better work than people who don't procrastinate. And a lot of it is because they think about it for longer.
Yeah, but you're not a procrastinator.
Than people who procrastinate.
You are not a procrastinator. I am a procrastinator. If there's anybody in this household that is a procrastinator, it is this guy right here, unfortunately.
No, think about it.
Because I have to tell myself sometimes to just do something.
I'm supposed to call and do this thing and do that thing, and I don't call and I don't do it, and then I'm like, well, why don't you call and you do it? And
I hate when you do that to me.
Sometimes I just never actually end up doing it, and
it's the worst.
What?
When you do that to me.
Oh, when I ask you to call about
You're like, yeah, I'm gonna call and set up this appointment or something, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. 3 weeks later, will you set up that appointment that I never did? What the heck? Kind of how it always goes. Not always, but. When you get a good rust color, if you want to paint those chains in that cage, I'm thinking that cage is going to come into play very early on in our campaign.
Well, you should paint them a grayish color first.
Yeah, why?
And then you should paint, I think, the rust over top of it, that rust color.
We don't have a rust color.
We can make a rust color. It's just a color.
Whatever.
Right?
I don't know. I'm not a color mixer. I don't get this stuff.
Okay. Well, I feel like we can do it. We can do it.
Your phone's vibrating. Who is it? What do they want? Which miniature?
Oh, so one of my friends had asked, what was it? What's a movie that makes you cry or something?
Notebook.
I don't know. That's what I said. And there
They're
were
typical woman.
So many comments on this post. So she's opening a bookstore. So there's a lot of people there's I don't know a lot, but
she opened a bookstore.
Yeah,
and closed it and is opening it.
Yeah, there were leaking issues where she was. Anyway, point is that she asked, and there were so many comments on there, And like 90% of the movies I had not seen. So.
Yeah, but you don't watch a lot of stuff. Like, well, you watch stuff, but you don't watch like movies. You watch shows.
I watch movies.
What movies do you watch? What's the last movie you watched? Just the last one, because you know you watch movies.
What do you mean?
You don't watch movies.
Bold pink cloak. Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna make it darker. But I always
all of her paintings become very dark at the end, it seems.
I always start out really
extremely light,
really bright, but it'll get darker.
They always end up really dark, though.
They do not always end up really dark.
Okay, what miniature that you have isn't dark? Like your monks are dark. The barbarian of mine is dark.
They're not dark. She's got blue.
She's dark.
Yeah, but like real. What do you want, like her to have a hot pink skirt?
No, I'm just saying you have a style that ends up very dark. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I'm just saying all of your stuff ends up dark. That's all.
I disagree.
Okay, so show me something that's not, other than the gnome that's unfinished.
Well, I don't know. I have like.
Like we have all of them right there. They're all
in
dark.
front of me. That's not true. That sorcerer wasn't.
What sorcerer?
The sorcerer that I used, for like one session that I was super
That's dark.
excited about.
That's dark.
She's not dark.
Look at that cloak. That is dark. Yeah, dark. Dark.
It's not super dark.
It's dark. It's okay. It's dark though.
I do not accept that. Who's this guy?
He's dark.
Well, would he want him to have light blue?
Like, I don't care.
What kind of colors do you expect?
I'm just saying your style tends to be dark. You do not realize that. So a lot of mini painters start dark.
And they go light.
Yes.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
That's why they do the black wash to start, or the black. And then they start filling in the colors, but like using dry brushes at the end. That
I just go in the opposite.
Right, and you don't do any dry brushing at the end.
No, that's not true.
Oh, you do?
That's not true.
Okay, I don't know.
You always say these things like you don't do any washes. You don't do any...
No.
Blah, 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 blah.
You just do it different than the others. That's all.
I do have a different process.
I'm not being critical. I am fine with the darker colors. Personally. I think it fits more of a style that I like anyways. It's like very 300-esque, in my opinion. You know?
Oh, like the movie?
Yeah, like the coloring is very similar to like the movie 300. In my opinion.
I suppose so.
Which I like.
I guess I just,
look.
like... What colors are they realistically going to have access to, right?
I don't know about that. I mean, one look at
everything's
Pinterest
gonna be dark.
Things are whatever.
Okay, so then what am I doing here? Yellow? I need yellow.
I don't know how WizKids makes any money off their painted miniatures because it takes so long to paint miniatures. And, like, I know they only use a couple colors, but, like, I feel like they look really good. Like, that orange monk. That's a $4 monk. It would take an hour to paint that.
Well, I don't think they have a person sitting there doing it.
How do you think they're painting that?
You don't think they automate it?
How? No. They've had miniatures painted like that for years.
You think somebody's sitting there like
I do. It? I think they just literally, okay, first person in the line does orange. Next person red. You know what I mean? However they do it. I don't know how they do it. But yeah, and that's why people like, they're really simple paintings, but yeah, I don't know. You don't think so, huh?
Yeah,
I think it's somehow automated. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
So I think I should make this chain gold.
Think so?
Sweatshop. Good point.
Yeah, it probably is a sweatshop, actually.
So the chain is connected to the book.
Yeah. So do the chain.
So I'm putting down yellow where I'm going to change it to gold because the gold we have is a little bit transparent. So it kind of has to have something to go against. And the yellow is nice because it's more vibrant than if I did like white behind it. And if I do black, that will end up too dark. Doesn't give me a good sense for what's actually going to happen. Still no takers on the hammer. Nobody has
gold,
an opinion.
Gold. I think they agree gold is the best. That's why. Plus, we have nobody with a gold weapon. So it would just be cool.
Okay. Well.
I don't know. I just feel like that's something that would work. And it makes sense for your brother. I feel like.
It would go that way?
Yeah, don't you think so? Like, oh yeah, gold. For our arrogant, chaotic cleric.
Chaotic life I don't know cleric. Because I think he doesn't like things that sparkle or if it's too shiny.
Right. In real life, he's too practical.
No, but I mean, he so far has been on miniatures too, where we've had a couple that like, oh wow, that's really cool, and he's like, I'm just gonna pick this guy that's fully armored with the sword.
Yeah, he would want the brown and silver guy that has nothing, basically like the ones I would tell you to normally paint. And you'd be like, that's not fun or interesting. I don't want to do one that doesn't have any colors.
Well, I mean, I don't, right?
Nobody
wants to do that.
So do the gold. Remember, we did the executive decision. Give him what you want. And then we'll just tell him this is his character.
Okay, well.
With lots of gold. In the name of his deity.
This thing is really small right here.
Yeah.
Well, look it's like a little trim thing around this, I don't know, jewel in the book or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? They paint the miniatures in China, though. So that's where they're made. So you know what? They probably do not have to pay them very much. That's why they can get away with miniatures being $4 each. It's interesting that I did not think about that until now.
Are you sure we should be supportive of this?
Yes. We're painting them ourselves.
Okay.
If it was made in America, it'd be more than a Hero Forge miniature. That's true. I guess we could just buy our own 3D printer. So you're right. We should not be supportive of this.
Maybe in the future.
We should buy a 3D printer.
Maybe one day.
And follow Paul's advice.
Let's go see the pictures.
It's hard for me to do.
Let's go see the pictures.
Paint. Slow your roll, Paula. Slow your roll.
I know, but I like
You made me close it before because you're like, I can't see what the camera's focused on.
Well, I was concerned that... Is there trim down there?
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, he's better than us.
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, he's better than us. Well, better than me.
He's like really, really good.
Yeah, he probably does it a lot. It looks like he's into wargaming.
He's
Warhammer?
Like way better than... He's excellent.
That's how big is that
very,
miniature?
Very, very cool.
Yeah, how big is that miniature? I'm curious. It looks like a Warhammer miniature.
What if I just make it...
Silver? Why are you doing silver? Gosh. I'm telling you to do something fun and cool, and you're going with silver. The one time I don't want you to do silver, you're like, I'm doing silver.
I think I might just, no, because I might do it like this, and then I might make it look more like bronze when I finish it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
This is like that thing the other day we were talking about how, like, you'll ask for some tips or advice or whatever. Or no, someone will ask for tips or advice, and then you answer it, and they do the opposite. Yeah, you're totally doing that. Totally doing that just because it's me. Uh-huh. Let's see how it is. I see how it is.
Balls.
Oh, is it though?
Balls.
Is it though?
I don't want to do this. Can't make up my mind what I want to do. Problem. This guy's just going to look like a hot mess.
Doesn't have to. Not if you took pride in your work.
Shut it.
Maybe you should try taking some pride in your work. These spikes can be
about an inch tall.
Oh, okay. So it's not one of the bigger ones either. Yeah, that's really dang good. He got a lot of good detail.
If he would like to send us any of his tips.
Or if he just wants to come over and paint my miniatures, we will gladly let him paint some of these.
You quickly threw me out there, huh?
No. Just kidding. We could all do it together. How are we supposed to learn if we're doing it by ourselves? See, he has to come over and help. And we are willing to learn. No, I gotta watch more of the Realmsmith channel just because I think he does a good job. His stuff has like really good shading and everything. Like real good. Oh yeah. And he does it quick.
Yeah, that's one thing I am not at all is fast at doing this.
There, that one is done. Done with this step at least. Warhammer 40k Nurgle champion about an inch tall, yeah.
Step 1 complete.
So, we are 31 views away from 1,000 total views. Tonight we've probably got 10 so far because people hopped in and hopped out. Mm-hmm. So we're probably a good 20 views away. I wonder, that means we might...
are?
We. This is a team effort here, Paula.
I am on here occasionally to paint miniatures.
You are on here just as much as me almost.
All.
This is a team effort. Don't be trying to...
I support you in the background.
Bull crap. You are the star of the show. Look at where the camera is. It's right on you. You are the star of the show.
I think
100%. Nope. They are here for you and you alone. If this was just me, there would be nobody watching.
I don't know if that's true.
100%.
I, again, don't know if that's true.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, 1,000 total on the Twitch channel is kind of the goal. If I can hit that tonight, that would be awesome. Or tomorrow, I should say, because I won't know until I check after the fact. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do like a little graphic tomorrow when I got some time on Photoshop and be like, 1,000 views on Twitch. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. I don't know, I can't do that sound.
I have no idea what that was an attempt at.
It's like an air horn. Kevin Hart does that all the time on his show when he roasts somebody. He'll go pew pew pew.
Does he?
Yeah, I love it. It's from like. Never mind.
It's lost on me.
Yeah, I know it is. It's like an air horn. Do you know what an air horn is?
I do.
It's got a button on the top, and you just push it, and it goes. Brr.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatevs. I don't know. Maybe it's not an air horn. I don't care. I just like it. Dang it. Nothing. I can't get the detail I want with this brush. It's almost like I need a smaller brush, but I don't want a smaller brush.
What size brush do you have over there?
I don't know. Not small enough. Back off my cheddar bay biscuits.
Oh, it's the same one I have.
Yeah, not small enough.
How small of a brush do you want?
One that I can get detail without hitting everything next to it what I'm trying to paint.
I mean, we could get like a magnifying glass or
that
something.
Won't help me. My hands aren't steady enough anyways. So I need something smaller.
We used to solder.
So when my hands shake, yeah, but soldering is easy shit. Like, you don't need to have like a fine touch to solder at all. At least I never felt like I did. Heck, I used to do that when I was like deliriously tired, and I'd still do a really good job. I used to hand solder while I was running the selective soldering machine at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't, like, all night long. I would sit there for 9 hours doing the same boards, and I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to do some extra work on these other boards I'm supposed to do. Later on, we were told we couldn't do that. Well, it was after I wasn't on the floor anymore, but...
Too distracting?
No, it has nothing to do with me distracting. Two things. One, they wanted machine operators to stare at the machine while it was soldering in case something went wrong, which nothing ever went wrong because it's a machine.
No, not true.
Okay.
Somebody
what?
Got a hole in a board.
Yeah, that's because they didn't set the machine correctly. You watch the first piece, but you don't watch all the others.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can hold it still a little bit longer. And why don't you show them what you're working on?
All right. So here's my lizard guy. That's what I've got. I've been doing the light brown for his pack and his
you gotta hold
straps.
Your hand behind it.
Yeah, I can't. So that, and then that's really about it. Oh, I did these snake guys. I did the brown today on their straps and their bows, but that's it. I haven't done anything else yet. I'm working on this one at the moment, where again it's his strap and his pack for his sticks that he can throw at people. Spears, I guess. They're basically sticks. But yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna think about this girl. She's got a lot of stuff on her sword.
What do you mean she's got a lot of stuff on it?
Well,
it's like wood. It's like leather strips.
Yeah, but then what about this thing in the middle here? Is that that? I mean,
look at the pictures I sent you. I sent you 7 pictures of her. Or 6 pictures of her or something. Look at the pictures. And then decide.
I'd rather just look at this and guess for a second. And then think about what the heck I'm going to do with this dang cleric guy over here. Okay, so purple.
Did anyone say anything about the hammer?
Nope. Nobody cares about your hammer.
It's not my hammer. It's your hammer.
Nobody likes your hammer idea.
Actually, they're probably not suggesting anything because they love my idea. That's how this stuff works.
That's not at all
They're not speaking out because they know that it's brilliant.
No, because they saw me paint it gray and they said nothing.
It's because they don't want to offend you and tell you should paint it gold instead of gray. See?
I mean, he just does have a lot of metal.
Who, the cleric?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy armor. He's a life cleric. It makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
I feel like he looks like a hot mess.
He probably does right now.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't look bad. What are you talking about? He's a little bit dark. You're just going to have to lighten them up. Give them some gold. I want the gold. I want the gold. I just want to know where the gold at. You ever hear that? You look like a leprechaun to me. I want the gold. I want the gold.
I've never heard that.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
That was like a big thing back in like 2009. It was MySpace days. I loved MySpace. I used to use MySpace all the time. It was perfect for my podcast back then. Back in the Dizzy. Okay. Don't worry, guys. The podcast isn't around anymore. I've tried pulling it up. But it was hosted by a free thing. And so they've taken the episodes down since then. Probably due to inactivity.
You're so cool.
I was cool. I was very cool back then. I used to go on Justin TV and do like streaming like this back in like 2009.
Yeah.
Or 2008. It was 2008 actually. It was like Justin TV. And you could like live stream yourself. I wonder whatever happened to that. I bet you it's still around. But it must not have ever gained like real major traction. But yeah. Used to do that. There was another one I used too. In fact, I was drinking one time, I was drinking 40s and talking to people, kind of like what we're doing now. And Mindy saw my MySpace post that I was going live on it and jumped in. I was like, "Are you drinking by yourself?" And I'm like, "No, I got all you guys with me." Yeah, it was fun. I've always been into this kind of stuff, like going live and chatting with people. It's fun. And I don't have to leave the comfort of my own home. That's like the best part. Living in Michigan in wintertime, it's perfect.
Yeah, nobody wants to go anywhere.
Yeah, I like staying home. But I like staying home because I can be social from home. So if I couldn't, I probably wouldn't like it as much. Stupid.
It's going to look great.
No, it's not. I'm trying to paint an armband that's in between here that I can't hit well. I just don't care. Just don't care. I do the same thing on this one. I want the gold. I want the gold. I'm going to have that stuck in my head now, dang it.
It's going to be okay.
What, that it's stuck in my head? Yeah. I don't know. That ice cream is going to be amazing later, though. Before I go to bed. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll just eat it tomorrow. I don't know. I did get 2 of them for me. It was 3 for $10 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got 2 of the coffee ones. Haagen-Dazs. Got some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Yeah. Baby, baby. All right. No way. You're so weird. You're so weird. So if you kill my character tomorrow, I'm playing that druid.
Let's go with me.
I know, I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. I want the gold.
I don't think anybody's going to die tomorrow.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I just wonder what they're going to say.
It's going to be on easy mode? Oh, about death?
Yeah.
Because you're going to actually make the conversation happen?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect them to say? Like, so what? Okay, how are you bringing it up? What's going to happen? We're all going to come out here, right? Because you're going to wait till we're out here, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to say that, it became really obvious, or like when we originally started this adventure, we said it's really common for people to go through 2 or 3 characters running through this module.
Right.
Or when we started this module, or whatever.
Yes.
And nobody seemed to...
Well, they cared. They said then they didn't want to.
Erica said something. She was the only one who said anything.
Right. True.
And, so...
Because they were apprehensive about this module because we said that. Remember?
Yeah, but the reality is that they,
Right, we all agreed to it.
Either I can put the module on easy mode, but then like what's the point? Like,
well, the point is still that people are playing the style game they want. The question is it fun for you to run it that way though?
Well, is it fun for people to know that there are 0 consequences?
It doesn't mean there's 0 consequences. It just means it's easier and not every session is on the brink of death.
Yeah, but the thing is that not every session has been on the brink of death.
I understand
every session has been a cakewalk.
It has not been a cakewalk. It has because of my character. Like, the way I see it is I was doing a lot of area of effect. I was hurting multiple things at once. We do not have that now. Well, we do, but that's from the wizard's fireball only, right? Paladin doesn't do area of effect. Rogue assassin doesn't do area of effect. A barbarian doesn't do area of effect. So we have one character with one spell that does area of effect.
Yeah, you guys
it's already, based on that, going to be far more lethal.
Yeah, you guys haven't come across anything.
We did. We came across a frost giant that...
Yeah, but area of effect doesn't help you against one frost giant.
I understand that, but with the numbers, like, we almost died against the... Like, I know you say, oh, we weren't down. But against those little stupid frogs, those messed us up really bad. I don't know if you remember.
You guys were really low level, though. You were only 2nd level. You guys are 6th level now.
I understand. Well, we weren't second. I think we were a little higher. I'm just saying, I don't know. Easy mode doesn't necessarily mean you don't pose a threat. Easy mode would be like, okay, I give you extra... Like, I run it the same. However, I maybe give you a couple items that bump you up a little bit. Or, you know what I mean? That's how I would do easy mode, if anything. And especially with them, because that's what they've complained about. Like, it's very obvious what they want. They want magic items. They want things to make them more powerful. You know what I'm saying? But I think you should have the conversation with them and let them speak for themselves. But I'm just saying what I've observed with them. Personally. And even in the past campaigns, that's what it's always been about. That's why they don't claim any magic items, because they're holding out for the things they actually want. Like, oh yeah, you can use it, or I'm going to use it, but I'm not claiming it. Remember? Like...
Yeah, but they have this, like, archaic notion in their head that this, like, +1 sword is going to be the end-all, be-all.
So give them a +1 sword. Watch Erica jump all over it because of her paladin. Right? It's not going to mess up the balance of the game. And she will be so thrilled that session.
Yes, but then the opportunity for character death still exists.
Sure it does.
That's the point, is that that's what they don't want. They don't want their characters to die ever.
I agree with that. And their reaction is really the problem. It's not... The problem is their reaction. They get really angry... to the point where the thing that threw me off was when she said, well, I'm not going to make a new character. I'm just going to leave. That, to me, was a real problem to me. You know what I mean? Especially since, like, they were supposed to be here for another, 4 hours at that point. You know? Like, why would you not just make a character and get it in there at that point? You know what I mean? Like, especially as, an adult woman, or an adult in general, I don't know. Need to move the mini cam.
Yeah.
So we can see the work you're doing.
Yeah.
The problem is it autofocuses.
No, it's because I was painting over here for a second.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. That's my bad. I am trying.
In my first D&D game, 3 rats killed the party. Common rats. First edition was rough. I'm painting rats, by the way.
Speaking of rats.
I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, apparently. And I plan on using all of them. Probably in our other campaign that's starting up. Be like, rats.
It's a better game when there's some risk. I agree.
I agree too, because I don't want to just cruise through it either. But I think, for me, it's more about the story than it is the risk of death. For example, in Provokers, I didn't really feel like I was ever on the brink of death until later in that first season. But I had a blast because of the storytelling. Learning about the world, the exploration. But they're not like that. They're not interested. They're gamists. So you would think it is about the challenge and things like that. But it doesn't feel like it. So it's a little bit contradictory to what I feel like they would be into. But I feel like I know what they're into. They're into feeling like badasses. That's really it. They're into feeling like their characters are powerful and growing the character, making their character. Man, my fingers are rubbing off the gray paint on the base now. But that's what they want. They want to feel powerful. They want a Monty Hall campaign where they get lots of magic items and they get higher up in levels. It's rubbed off on me a little because now I joke around. Like, did we level up yet? After we, like, kill one little goblin or something. Like, did we level? Oh, you should have leveled us. Like, which probably doesn't help. But, yeah. I don't know. I think that's what they want, though, personally. They want magic items. Correct. And if you give them a couple little magic items, it'll make them happy as hell. But it'll make death that much crappier, especially if you give her that +1 sword and then she dies in that next encounter. Exactly. And then she'll be like, I just got my +1 sword and now I'm dead and I'm not allowed to make another paladin.
And that's what I'm worried is going to happen. That's 100%.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to worry about that no matter what.
I shouldn't have to, but I do have to.
That's when you're like, Erica, you are an adult woman and you are acting like my 4-year-old when he loses on the video games. I don't know. I just don't think it should be that serious, I guess. And I understand people get really attached, but what are they attached to? They're attached to numbers on a sheet, not the character. So I don't know.
Maybe we're mean people.
No. I can understand being attached to your character and wanting to avoid death, but there's risk in the life of an adventure. Yeah, and I mean, are you really attached to your character if you've never developed the character of the character? If literally all it is stats and abilities on a sheet with magic items.
So this group specifically does not RP hardly at all.
Correct. We know nothing about anybody's characters.
There's no character background. There's no...
Right. Just the background that they rolled up. But, like, we don't know, like, family names. We don't know anything like that. Which, you know, we knew that going into this game, that's what it was going to be like. So that's not really a surprise. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I might just move this forward.
Yeah. All right, now I'm painting this lizardman's club. I'm making progress. They're coming along. They're filling out. I think my rats actually look pretty good. I like how the rats are looking. I mean, there's no highlights or anything, but yeah, I think once I file the bottoms down and just put that onto like a washer, and then you help me with the eyes, I think they'll be great. You know, they're rats. They don't need to be amazing detail in their fur or anything like that. Maybe add like some gray into it or something. I don't know, but I'm not gonna fret over those. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I did a video on the game last time, and I had a conversation on New Year's Day with my brother-in-law, and he's like, "Man, you handled your character's death really well. I don't know how you can do that." It's like, I just like it's easy to make a character. It's fun to make a character. I'm excited to explore another character in this campaign and see how it does. Um, I don't know. And it's a game. Like, I can't take it that seriously. I just can't. To the point where it makes me mad? Like, no.
Yeah, then it's not fun anymore.
Right. And why am I going to make it not fun for everybody else, too? That's the big thing. Because, like, I even said when everyone was getting heated about, like, my character dying and the other character being turned to stone, I was like, why? Like, or I said, you guys are just making this unfun right now, or something. Didn't I say something like that? I don't know. I said something like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
nudge them a little, have them encounter people from their past.
I've tried asking our paladin what her, because she always talks about her being religious in game. I've tried to ask her, well, who's your deity? What does your deity believe? And she's got no answers. We've tried, to get some personal RP going. It just doesn't happen with this group. And that's just how it is. It's more effort and like stuff to try and nudge them a little. And it just doesn't tend to give results. It's almost like wasted effort. We started getting a little bit of it when my character joined the group last time, but mostly from my character. But yeah,
it's okay. We've come to terms with them.
Yeah, we
ask them what their goal for their character is.
Yeah, we've tried. I think that's part of the conversation tomorrow, though. What is your goal as a player in this game? Like, what is it you like about D&D? What is it you want to take away from this campaign? I think that's the actual hard conversation. And so I think that's how Paula's going to frame it. And I'm going to listen most of the time because I'm curious what they think too.
But if nobody says anything, please pipe up.
Well, no, I will.
And help facilitate.
I will. And I'll even be like, yeah, like Andrew, you had said, I handled the death of my character really well. And, I think that's important that we realize it's a game and, like, there is a risk of character death. Like, that's just how it is. You either roll poorly or whatever. And as you get higher in level, some of these things have, like, power word kill where you literally die on one roll. Like, or whatever. Meteor swarm where you literally die if you do not make your saving throw. Like, this gets harder.
Mm-hmm. So, he said sometimes letting them grow is the only way model character development for them and see if they like it. So we are starting a new group, we said, and it is with one of my friends, and it's somebody too, yep. Right, Paul?
Paul from my Wednesday campaign.
And then one of my friends, and then my brother, who also obviously plays in this other Toon game too. So I think it'll be interesting to see how he does playing with different people. Because I think that, so background on my brother is that he always played, he played like AD&D. and 2nd edition a lot. And he was always the DM. He was forever the DM, and they played, the same game for 10 years.
With no deaths.
Yeah.
Because
it ended when Erica's character died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
I think so. I think that's how it played out.
Because she was mad, or?
But anyway.
Probably.
Anyway, I don't know the whole story.
Well, we might have to ask that one.
But the point is that they played this really long game for forever, and he was the DM, so he's played a lot, but it was all with the same kind of people, and so I think it'll be interesting to see how he does with different
He's played
people.
with others, though, since then. He played with people from church, remember?
Did he?
Yeah, like back when we first moved out of here to the other side of the state, they decided to get a game going with some people from church.
Well, then what happened to that?
Well, they probably don't play the same style, or it just wasn't fun for everybody, and, who knows? But they tried then. And he's ran games now for his kids.
Yes, but they've been taught how to play by
the same way. Correct. Like, paladins are always lawful good, or... Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the comments we got...
We'll have to let you guys know how the conversation goes. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this for a little while.
I think I'm going to stay home. I don't know if I'm going to go to Paul's tomorrow. Oh, okay. I don't know. I want to, but at the same time, it's like, I'd rather probably do this again tomorrow. If you're up for it again.
Yeah, maybe we'll see how I'm doing.
But yeah.
See how I feel.
You're going to feel great after that game and that conversation. Maybe. I mean, do you think I think they'll be able to handle the conversation tomorrow. They would not have been able to handle that conversation after the last session. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I think that it would have been would have felt too much like an attack. I think. But I think they'll be able to handle it tomorrow.
Either way, we'll have to let you guys know how it goes. Wish us luck.
We will tell them. It'll go fine. I'm curious to see how your brother's going to do with us streaming a game and seeing that people interact and stuff. That'll be interesting.
If anybody shows up.
Well, they'll show up for our game. It'll be in this time slot.
Yeah.
So there might be people watching. You'll get to see.
There might be a couple people who sacrifice themselves.
Sacrifice themselves.
To watch us play.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean.
We have a good audience. Look at this. We got 4 people watching. They love watching you, Paula. That's why they're here.
It literally has nothing to do with me.
It has everything to do with you.
It has nothing. 0 things.
Do you think 4 people would be watching right now if it was just me?
Probably.
No way.
You're actually talking about stuff. I just kind of sit here and talk back to you.
Right. But you're the star.
No.
Yeah. 100%. Who's the star, guys? Tell us. No, who's the star?
That's not. No, because they're not going to say anything because now they don't want to hurt my feelings.
They're not going to hurt anyone's feelings. Oh, you're the star. How are they going to hurt the star's feelings when you're the star?
They're going to make her so sad.
No.
Yeah.
Every time we get off here, Paula's like, man, it was so much fun talking with everybody.
I don't know, because I feel like if I did something like this,
You are doing something like this.
No, but I mean, if it was, just me, right? Nobody would show up or, say anything.
I've been doing this since 2012. I've got 4 people here for 7 years of work.
You haven't. You just started Twitch, a couple months ago.
That's true.
Don't lie.
That's true. But, both of them, Paul and Dwayne, are from YouTube days. They watch my YouTube.
They're from way, way back in the day.
Yeah, they're from pre-Twitch. Yeah.
Okay. What am I doing?
You're being a superstar. Superstar. All right. I don't know what I'm doing either. I don't really know what to do about their shells. I don't know if I want to do their shells. How did I do his shell? Green and then brown over it. Yeah, but I don't like his shell. I don't know. I could finish him. He needs blue. Oh, and he needs the gem done.
The gem?
Yeah, the gem on the sword and the...
the blue dot.
Yeah, the blue dot on the sword and the shield. Wow. This is not working out real well right here. There we go. That's right. If I get extra, I'll just put it on the arrows as the feather for the snake men.
They have peacock.
Something.
Feathered arrows.
Oh, this is a big dot. Oh shoot. Oh well. Too big, but whatever. Oh shoot. First one was perfect. I had to hit it twice. Dang it! Ah! Awful at this. Bad one. Dang it. Bad one. Shoot. Okay. Whatever. Okay. All right, let's put this on their arrows. Dun 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 dun. So I think I'm going to start doing some D&D Beyond reviews of people's homebrew stuff. Especially since lately a couple people have been asking me what I think of their homebrew stuff. I think I'm going to do more of that. Just because I have an opinion. It's not that it's right, because I'm probably wrong on some things. But it's fun to kind of look at people's things and critique them.
Well, it's really interesting to see what other people have out there.
Well, yeah, I can just browse it too. And so that's what I'll do. I'll do like a live stream like this. And I'll just go through. I'll start with the ones that people have requested me to look at. And then I will go in and do the other ones just after that. Kind of like a simple show format kind of thing. But yeah, like there's like I showed you that one earlier today that I couldn't quite get a handle on it. I couldn't figure it out. It's someone in our Discord has this I think they're calling it like a Ruinar or something. I don't know. It looked very OP to me. Was my first thought. And then it seemed a little bit all over the place to me. But I will dig more into that. I'll actually break it down and look at it. Because I think the first time I looked at it, I also did not quite understand how they wrote up the subclasses the way they did.
Oh.
Starting it out pretty much as subclasses, which technically you don't get a subclass till 3rd level. So that was kind of weird how they made that like a 1st level thing. But yeah, so I'll look at it a little more. How are you doing?
I mean, his cloak looks pretty good. The rest of it looks like...
I'm going to refresh the Twitch stream and see how many views we're up to.
Something like threw up on the rest of him. Not really sure what's going on.
0 views.
Can I,
Can you what?
Can I steal that turquoise paint that you have?
Yep.
I have a fluid, and I think it's just too
974.
thin.
What's on my mind? What do you mean, what's on my mind? I don't know what's on my mind. I don't know what you mean.
He doesn't even know what his own mind is thinking.
That's true. Do you have the navy blue? Or royal blue, or whatever it was that I used for this before? Oh, that's right. It was one of those ones, wasn't it?
One of those ones.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in between what I'm doing. I think I'm going to finish up this night that I just did the jewels on.
We paused.
Yeah, it probably froze for a second. So I'm going to finish this guy who needs a lot of work. And, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... I don't know if I'm going to do those guys' shields or not.
Okay, my brush was way too wet for this earlier. So let's do this again.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Stop throwing things around.
I'm not trying to. Okay. This blue is like gone. I should have bought blue today.
Sorry, I didn't think about it.
Oh yeah, it's like way gone. Like way, way gone. Maybe I can stick this in there to get my blue.
That's what I did. Sorry.
I mean, I only need it for his cape thing.
Yeah, I used it for the front of this guy's armor. You know, the little thingy in the front? What are these called? What are these
cape.
Like
it's like a crotch cape.
A front cape? I don't understand. Like,
it's so that the friendlies don't hurt them.
No, that's the big cape.
Why wouldn't it be the little cape on the front? What if you're running face first at them? They got to see the front cape. The crotch cape. That's the new name for it. I'm
just going to have to make a new...
I'm sure it's got a name. I got a Pathfinder book that goes into...
Make a better...
identifying these things.
I'm going to make a blue. For this royal blue that I put down I don't particularly care for. So...
Oh, shoot.
Let's see.
This is all messy.
What happened?
I'm just not... I do not have a good steady hand for this. So it looks like hot garbage. And...
Hot garbage?
Yep, hot garbage. Not cold garbage. Hot garbage.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Pisses me off. Like it makes me really mad when I mess up. And I mess up all the time painting miniatures. That's why I don't paint the good stuff. I can paint terrain because you can make mistakes, and it actually looks more natural when you make mistakes. Because that's just how nature works, apparently.
Okay, so this is better. This is a little bit more purple versus blue. I'm going to change this because I don't really like this. Oh, I also didn't do this. These sides.
Gosh, this is bad. Bad. You paused and we're humming and humming. Tabard? I don't know what tabard is. Is that what it's called? Tabard?
What?
I don't know. He said tabard. A cape is short. A cloak is long. A tabard covers front and back. We're talking about the skirt, front area. So I don't know what that is, but maybe it's a tabard.
What's the intention of it? Like...
Just something you can trip over. That's the idea.
Accessorize?
It's like capture the flag. It's like flag football. If you pull their tabard off, they're down.
You get a point.
You get a point for each tabard you pull off.
I don't know. I'm just saying a lot of the minis have it. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Probably because there's cultural, historical significance.
Yeah, but I need to know why.
So hop in your time machine and go ask them.
Let me go out to the Google. The Google knows all.
The Google? Whatever, he's fine. Don't care. Good enough. Good enough.
Okay, here's my new blue.
The worst part is these guys have the exact same symbol pretty much. And look, they got those little rivet things that I was painting like jewels.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to paint these guys the exact same color. Because again, they're all part of like the guard force, basically.
They're all like the same guy?
Well, no, these guys are different, but they have the same symbol on their shield. Look at their shield. See the shield?
So this is more of a royal blue that I... Oh, yeah.
So they're different, but they like are from the same like group. So I want to paint them all the same, but now we're out of the good blue. So I got to wait till I get good blue. But I could silver them. So hand over that silver. Woo!
Change into a new color.
Change it to a new color.
Wild one over here.
I use the same 3 colors every single time we paint. Every time. That's all I do. I got to stay in my comfort zone.
Should have bought those colors in bulk.
Stay in my lane. Oh, this is really watery. Real watery. I'll put it with the blue. There we go. Wow, why is that so watery?
It's always been like that.
Has it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but look at all the ones I have to paint in silver.
Yeah, you don't actually need as much paint with that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I'm just telling you.
Oh, okay.
You can put it on how you normally put it on if you want to, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't think you need quite as much paint.
Oh, I do. I need all the paint. All of the paint. All the silver paint. I don't know. I can't make that into a good song. I wonder, you know what's funny? I'm actually going to be able to play my barbarian the way I like to play my characters, and they're not going to heckle me at all about how I play it. It's no longer about like, well, you should have done this, and you should have healed them, and you didn't take any healing today. Like, that's going to be huge. Oh, that's the other thing you can do. You can give out more healing potions and stuff. Just as loot. For easy mode. You know what I mean? There's things you can do without toning down the lethality of the game.
Yeah, but that's not going to solve the...
No, but it lets us use that box of potions a lot. Which is just cool. And it makes it more fun. Right?
I suppose so.
Isn't that the idea? We want it to be fun for everybody.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
You're not sure about what? Making it fun for everybody?
That will actually make it more fun.
So what changed your playstyle? Because you were like that before. So what was it that changed your playstyle?
I played with people who weren't like that. That's
Okay.
it. That's literally it. And it was way more fun.
Right.
That's all.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I said
Which game in particular was it that did that for you?
With Tomb of Annihilation when we played online.
Mm.
That was a whole game changer for me. That's why I was so upset.
Gotcha.
With everything that happened in that game. With how everything went down.
Yeah, with the ending.
Well, I mean, with an ending, but then also we got kicked out of that group when we didn't ask to leave.
Right.
Like, I don't know what the deal was, but that's why I was so upset by that, because...
Yeah, I don't know. And then we got blocked.
Yeah, we got blocked and kicked out of a group because, you know, we weren't going to play the game anymore. Like that was canceled on us. Like not we canceled. I don't know. I was just
we were the only two that got kicked too.
Yeah. I have zero idea what happened there and what went down. And
we had just paid the $20 into the group D&D Beyond.
And I found it interesting too because for a while Amanda would talk to me, but now she won't talk to me. Like she doesn't.
Do you try to talk to her?
If like
I've popped into her streams.
I've just noticed if I comment on her Facebook post, she'll comment back to everybody
except you. Gotcha. I just dropped that in the green.
And so I'm like, I don't think she likes me anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just paint over silver.
Well, it's on the bottom.
Is the mic tilted down towards the table?
No.
False.
It is not. But the gain is turned down because I had the heater on. So I'm assuming it is quiet. It's quiet. Hey, Paula, talk.
I'm talking.
Yeah, it's not hitting the optimum. I'll turn the gain up.
Okay.
Is that better? Talk, Paula.
I don't want to make him red.
Talk normal.
I am talking normal.
No, talk how you were just talking.
How was I just talking? I'm talking right now.
Okay. Nope, it should be good now.
Gosh.
No, it means talk a little bit louder because I was trying to see if the gain helped.
Talk like normal, but I'm talking like normal.
No, you were much quieter that time. Normal. Shit! I dropped it in the blue again.
Why are you painting over top of the paint?
Because it's easy for me. It's less hand movements when it's right there. God. I don't know. I don't drop it ever, and I'm dropping it now. Don't know. Be nice to me. Sheesh. But no, I've hopped into Amanda's thing a couple times, her stream, and it was fine. I don't think there was anything from her negatively.
Okay. Just seemed like she didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. No idea.
Because I don't know what I would have done.
I don't know. We don't know what people are saying about why that game ended. Because we literally were out of the group like same week. So I don't know. But it's whatever. Wasn't meant to be.
Guess not.
I always thought it was interesting how were told to be honest and open about things. And then we were told, like, for example, Amanda's turtle character, after session 1, it was that whole, what was it? Oh, players have a problem with your playing it like Michelangelo. And you and I did not voice any frustrations with it. So that meant there was the other two guys that voiced opinions on it. And I think one of them definitely didn't have a problem with it. The other one, he only played with us that first session. Anyways, remember?
Yeah.
So I didn't think there was actually that big of an issue. I think that was the DM saying that because when really he had a problem with it because it wasn't serious enough for him. That's what I think it was. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I only know what we discussed. And then I said, because I backed him on it and said, yeah, that was a little weird. Takes me out of it a little bit, but I didn't care. Like, whatever. I've played in a game where someone played their character as Macho Man Randy Savage before.
What?
Oh, yeah, you did too. Remember when we did riffs at the library? And the guy was a juicer and he was running around in his underwear and stuff. As Macho Man, because juicers are like hopped up on drugs. Mm. And they're in their like underwear with little tubes running into them and stuff. But yeah, I remember like that guy playing as that and we all thought it was hilarious. Like, it wasn't a problem. So I don't know. Later, Dwayne. You rock, dude. Somewhat quiet. But we can turn it up. All good. Gotta go. Stay awesome, you two. Hope to catch you next time. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night.
Yeah, so I don't know. I understand about that game. I get it. It was an upsetting game. I'm surprised that's the game though that changed you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I mean, it was a fun game. I would have thought it was either the one you ran for Brian and us, because there was a lot of role playing, and as a DM, you were able to take a lot of what we gave you, and sometimes you didn't have to do very much. Game, yeah. Just sit back and let us bicker. Those are the kind of games I like a lot. When you got players who will go back and forth, it just makes your job so much easier. All right. I think that's good for him. For now, I'll just set that right there. All right, now this guy will be interesting with his long pike or whatever. I think that will be something that is multiple different colors. You know, like lots of browns and grays and silver. Just kidding. Wow, he left and we're down to 2. A lot of people bailed now.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little late for me.
Yeah, how are you holding up over there? He's looking good. Are you using lighter highlights this time?
No, I haven't even gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. So are you taking Lily to breakfast then? Tomorrow? Or are you hoping to do that later, like next weekend?
No, I was thinking like tomorrow morning. I just think she needs a little bit of time.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
She needs a little bit of girl time.
Gotcha. Now, Gabe would stay here?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just asking. I don't know. Just trying to make sure I know what the plan is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just think she wants to do something with somebody.
Well, I agree with that.
You know, I mean, I think Caleb does too, but I think he would have trouble.
Not if it was just you and him.
Sitting. I don't know.
He does good in one-on-one. You just have to stay calm, patient, work with him. Can't like zone out at all. So I'm doing all the armor. That's all I'm going to do on this guy. And then I think I'm good for tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it after.
Then we'll let them dry, and in the morning I will try to...
Then I'll see how much I hate it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I do.
You won't hate it. It's fine, I'm sure. Sorry. Do you hate it? The ice cream is calling my name, though. so excited. Next time I just got to do a little bit better with the light out here. For me to see better.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
I just got to keep moving my hand out of the way so I can see. Part of his arm. I'll pretend it is, I guess. There we go.
Were you okay with this frog guy?
Yeah, you just need to be finished. Like you were going to do all the other ones, remember?
Yeah, you should just like do a bunch of bases one day.
Yeah.
Because now all 3 of these need to go on bases. Right.
How's he look? Is there anything you can touch on him right now?
Yeah, I just put some black on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you finally finished that monk?
What?
Is that the... Oh,
this chick? That chick's already done.
Now, that's the one you didn't use, correct? You used the one with the chains in the last game?
Correct.
Okay.
But I painted both of them.
Yeah, you just never finished the second one. Well, you didn't technically finish the first one. Oh, yeah. You know, she's not sealed. She's not sealed.
True.
You didn't seal it, and so when your hands are on it, it makes the paint come off. So, yeah, that's why it's not technically finished. That's why I don't put it with my finished minis. Because I don't want kids touching them. With their greasy mittens. I'm messing it all up. Man, we've had an eventful stream. We talked about former groups that are no more. We talked about our family one, basically your family game that we're playing tomorrow. And the juicy bits about that. And we've talked about the old one and the juicy bits about that. We've talked about a lot of juicy stuff. Eventful. Eventful. Can't wait to come out here and take pictures of them in the morning. The miniatures, I know.
Oh, mine's not done.
No, I know, but I still post progress pics. You know? I think this guy's going to be really cool. Like, this, to me, would be a kick-ass...
Oh, this base isn't totally done, that's why.
It's not?
No, it's not finished painted.
Why didn't you finish it?
I don't know. Nobody knows, because I don't ever do anything with the bases. I just, like, leave it. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Shush. Shush.
No, because that's something you would say to me. So, nope, I'm not shushing.
Basically,
He would be a cool player character, I feel like.
So why'd you paint him all crappy then?
I'm painting him like the rest.
I'm just joking.
Paint him like the rest. See, you're so mean to me. So
this is
mean.
what this guy kind of looks like. Wrapping up.
He's upside down on the camera.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Not bad.
I think he looks cool, actually. Totally needs gold accents, like more.
Oh, well, I know, but I haven't put the gold on it yet.
I know, and light highlights.
I haven't done that either, really.
I know.
I started to do a little
Did you make a wash?
Yeah.
Do you want to hit some of my stuff with a wash?
I
Like...
What you got?
Those two, maybe.
What you got?
I don't know, maybe some rats.
Do you want to do the tops of these guys first?
I was going to. I haven't picked anything for him. I think I did red before, in a red eye, but I'm not good at that stuff. Remember, I don't have I have a shaky hand. Shaky hand. Yeah, let me see if I can get a good picture or something of some of the stuff I've done. Those rust monsters, once I add some color, I think will be really cool. Yeah, I was going to paint all of those guys silver, like all their armor at least, and then if I want to rust it up later or whatever, I can. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta paint the underside of this guy too.
I'm going to end the stream though.
Okay.
And yeah, thanks for watching if you're still watching. And we will see you guys maybe tomorrow. Bye.